Hey there, welcome to day 19 of the 30-Day Authenticity Challenge. My name is Damia Shodi, and I love creating programs, resources, content, all the things that help transform your mind and ultimately helping you live to your fullest potential and beyond. I started this 30-day challenge to help promote my new podcast that will be coming out, Luxury State of Mind, which will help teach you how to live in luxury every single day of your life. So no matter where you live, what career you have, where you're coming from, based off of the principles that I'm sharing, you can create luxury in every area of your life. And in this 30-day challenge, we're diving into multiple areas in your life. So we've spoken about food, how you can make food more luxurious, how you can make exercise more luxurious, how you can make your career more luxurious. We've hit on just a couple of points in different areas so you can realize that in every area that you live and anything that concerns you, you have the power and the opportunity to change it for the way that you want it to be. And more importantly, it's centered in the identity, in your identity. So who you're actually called to be. You make decisions based off of that grounding identity. So today we're going to talk about social media. How can you make social media more luxurious? And honestly, I'm just going to ask two questions and maybe a suggestion on how you can do this. But social media is something that we all consume. We can either be on LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all the other things that are popping up almost every day. We have an opportunity to choose what we are going to be engaging with. So in doing that, we can make informed decisions on how much do we want to engage, what are we trying to engage with, and again, just taking into account that no matter what information you're taking in, it is teaching you something. So always keeping that in the back of your mind. You are always taking in information. When you're taking in information, it's being stored in your subconscious. It's being stored in your mind. And sometimes the actions that we are taking, the choices that we are making, are being influenced by what we are feeding into ourselves or looking at constantly through social media. So, one question that I'll ask you in regards to your social content, and again, this is all to help you make your engagement with social media more luxury. Why are you following certain accounts? Like, just think about all the different accounts that you're following, whether it be on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. Like, why are you following the accounts? What are you gaining from following certain accounts? Or is it you're gaining good things, or is it possible that you're not gaining some good things? You want to look at a way to answer that question is like when you look at somebody's account, how does it make you feel? Do you feel energized? Do you feel encouraged? Do you feel that empowered even? It's an opportunity to blow off some steam, to laugh. Or is it possible you look at somebody's account and it makes you feel less than? You're constantly comparing yourself. You're wishing you had their life. You're wishing all these different things, right? So you have to just be observant on how am I feeling when I look on certain accounts, and then make decisions. You don't have to follow everybody. You don't have to follow somebody because they're the most popular person and this is the expert. Sometimes we're getting information from people that don't align with our values, and it's causing us to feel a bit distant, or not distant, but have a bit of friction, or to possibly start compromising on what we actually believe in, to fit in. I do feel like social media does have that ability. Of course, it's to influence people, but sometimes it can make you to conform to things that are just not for you, or don't are not an appropriate representation of you. We can get on social media and then there's an idea today. Think about like the girl boss movement, like that was a thing, like 2016, probably up until like 2020 or 2021. Everybody was like, girl boss this, girl boss that. Then all of a sudden, we all wanted to be stay at home wives, and homemakers. So now, if you wanted to work in corporate and work long hours, that wasn't cool anymore. But a couple years ago, it was cool. And now, I'm not sure how the femininity movement is going now and what direction. But sometimes we're just tossed and turned with the trends, and almost in a way if you're not careful, told how you should view things and how you should look at information. So that's kind of a little bit of a caveat from the original question, but I think it still applies. How does what you're looking at make you feel? What are the feelings that you actually get instantly when you're looking at something? And just to empower you that you have the opportunity to be selective. You have the opportunity to pick and choose what you engage with, what you don't engage with, and curate a social media feed and experience that better suits you for, again, where you are going and what you want to do. Second thing to help make social media more luxurious for you is think about this. What type of content are you consuming? So I kind of spoke about this before, but just to kind of make that its own separate point, what kind of content are you consuming? What kind of stories is this content telling you, either directly or indirectly? Because again, this is to influence. Social media is we have influencers. There's things to influence us. So what kind of stories are you being told? Perfect example of this is even on LinkedIn, for example, right? If you're not careful, there's a lot of messaging around right now that there's a lot of doom and gloom, especially when it comes to people trying to find jobs. And, a lot of people currently right now, unfortunately, are being fired from their jobs. So not coming against that. That's very real. And that's what's happening to a lot of people. And you as the consumer looking at this could take this in and be like, wow, the market is just so bad. Everything is bad. What's our future? What's going to happen? All these questions can start running through your head, and then you can start getting very anxious about your future, getting very anxious about what will come and where we are, right? But I always look at that, and I like, especially on LinkedIn, and I'm like, I know that there's a lot of people saying this is what's going on, this is what's happening. But then there's a subset of people who are still getting jobs. They are still progressing in their career. They're still getting opportunities. The same things that majority of the people are saying are not attainable or available. There are still people that are succeeding. So then it's a matter of, what do you want to engage with? Do we continuously engage with messaging that doesn't support where we want to go? Or do we just become a little bit more selective? I personally just don't engage with a lot of content that continues to showcase negativity. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm unaware of what's going on. I'm still aware, but I choose to engage with content that is going to help me go where I want to go. So I want to see people getting roles. I want to see that there's opportunities out there. So I know that it's also possible for me. So you just have to think sometimes, what stories is the content that I'm consuming? What are they informing me? Because eventually they will end up forming your belief system. Or even, what are the current trends? And do you feel like you have to always do what's trending? Can you establish your own sense of self, even through social media, by the content that you're looking at, and then just how you live out, I guess, the content that you're engaging with? Do you feel like you have to look a certain way? Do you feel like you have to behave a certain way because this is what's trending and this is what's cool? So there's an opportunity here with social media to be able to curate it so it is conducive for you. And again, the whole point of this challenge and the podcast is to help you get to where you want to go. So just taking more of an active role in how you are engaging with different types of content can be very helpful. So something that you could consider doing to help you, and I'm sure you may have heard about this, is taking a social media fast, stepping away from social media for a bit of time, maybe one account or multiple, whatever it is that you want to do, just having that opportunity to step away. I did this in 2022. I decided to shut down my Instagram account. And at first I was only going to do it for a little bit, but then I realized this is low-key like a lifestyle. I'm not sure if I'll return back to Instagram, but we'll see. Who knows what the future holds? But well, on a personal level, for maybe like the podcast, that'd be a different story, but we'll see. But ultimately, I decided to take a step back and not be consuming everything that's going on. Of course, I'm still on other things. I'm on YouTube. That's my social media choice, YouTube. And then also I'm on LinkedIn. But, yeah, just taking a step back and observing life, I guess, through your own lens for a moment and not having the influence of other people. And partly why I did that was I was noticing that I was feeling, and this is also what's encouraged me to make this podcast and this content. I was feeling like, if I'm not living at a certain level, am I really living? Like, it became a bit difficult to find the joys in everyday life because sometimes what you see on social media is that, okay, people are going on trips all the time, people are buying all these bags or buying all these things, living in luxury, like what we consider real luxury, right? But sometimes if you're not careful, and I think this was in my case, it can make you feel like, am I really living? Like, so I started had to question myself that, so unless I'm going on a trip, does that mean that I'm not living? If I'm not buying something nice, does that mean I'm not living? And I had to put a line in the sand for myself that I can create what I want in my life, and it can be luxury to me. It doesn't always have to look like that. Of course, like I said, you should know me by now, right? I've said on the lives that I still enjoy nice things. I like traveling, love eating well. I love nice clothes. I love what we consider like normal luxury. But there are seasons in life. There are times in life where maybe you're not able to do that at the time, or it's just not the most feasible thing for you to do. So does that mean you're not living? So going on that social media fast really helped me remove myself from that. And then it empowered me to design my own life and design what's important to me without the constant influence of other people and what they're doing in their lives. So that could be something that you would consider doing, a social media fast, just to take yourself away for a moment, or reducing the amount of time that you're on social media, because there are other things that you could be doing. We all have dreams and aspirations, and sometimes when we're engaging a little bit too much on these platforms, it's stealing from us. It's stealing time. It's stealing brain capacity. There are things that you may have on your mind that you want to do. Maybe there's a book you want to write, or you want to start a podcast, or you want to network more, but because you're constantly scrolling, you're not able to advance in the way that you want to advance. So not allowing these platforms to be in control of you, but you being in control of how much you're engaging. And of course, all these things take effort, it takes sacrifice. Not saying that it's easy, but just an encouragement for you that you can craft and create an experience that's beneficial for you when it comes to your social platforms. So this is day 19 of the 30-day authenticity challenge. I hope this was helpful for you, and helped you kind of see how can you craft a better social media experience that fits you. And if you are interested in, again, learning more about luxury for you, how to design a more luxurious life for yourself, and develop these certain mindsets so you can evolve, I would love to speak with you. So you can either put in the comments that you're ready, say I'm ready, or you can send me a DM and we can definitely talk about it. And I would love to help you with that. So tomorrow is day 20. That means we are only 10 days away by tomorrow from finishing the challenge. And if you've been tuning in either every day or popping in once in a while, I would love to hear what has been your best thing that you've learned from this challenge so far. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you tomorrow on day 20. Bye.